Once upon a time, in a kingdom nestled between the mountains and the sea, there lived a queen named Oro. Her father, a respected and wise ruler, had always dreamed of uniting their kingdom with that of a powerful king, Afoke. And when King Afoke proposed, Oro was dutifully married to him to fulfill her father's wish. King Afoke was everything her father had hoped for: powerful, proud, and revered by all. But Oro quickly realized that the king's pride marks a cruelty that weighed heavily on her heart. He was brutal in his rule, harsh in his judgments, and blind to the kindness in the world. Though they shared a palace and a crown, the queen felt more like a stranger in her own home. The king, for all his strength, was an arrogant man, oblivious to the sufferings of those around him and to the sorrow his actions caused Oro. The queen, who was known for her kindness and compassion, often tried to soften her husband's approach, but her attempts were met with disdain. Weakness, he would say, is not for a ruler. A king must rule with an iron fist. Oro's heart ached for the growing distance between them, for she had never married for love but for duty, an unspoken promise to her father. And yet, despite her feelings of loneliness, she remained by Afoke's side. In the midst of her sorrow, there was one person who always understood her: Ejovi, a trusted advisor to the kingdom. Ejovi had been a friend to Oro long before her marriage, and he was the only one she could confide in. His wisdom and gentle counsel helped her navigate the complexities of her marriage. Whenever the weight of the king's arrogance became too much to bear, Oro sought solace in Ejovi's presence. One fateful evening, while the king hosted a lavish banquet, whispers of a plot to kill King Afoke began circulating. It seemed that a faction within the kingdom, discontent with the king's rule, had decided to act. Oro, with her keen intuition, sensed the danger and immediately turned to Ejovi for advice. The kingdom is on the brink of chaos, she confided in him. I fear for my husband's life. Someone intends to harm him. Ejovi, ever the voice of reason, advised Oro to investigate quietly to uncover the plot before it was too late. Her heart swelled with determination. She could not let the man she had married fall victim to betrayal, no matter how distant their bond had become. However, when Oro went to the king with her concerns, he dismissed her immediately. You are a woman and you know nothing of the affairs of state, he scoffed. Leave the matters of the kingdom to me. But I have heard the whispers, my king. You are in danger, Oro pleaded, but Afoke's pride blinded him to her warnings. Enough, Oro, he thundered. You are to leave. This is no place for you. Heartbroken, Oro left her husband's side, but she could not shake the feeling that danger loomed closer with every passing day. She returned to Ejovi, where they worked in secret to uncover the identity of those plotting against the king. The queen's determination grew stronger with each new clue, but she couldn't shake the feeling that time was running out. Days turned into weeks and still the king refused to listen to his wife's warnings. He mocked her attempts to protect him, calling her a foolish, sentimental woman. But in the depths of his soul, even the king began to feel a strange unease, though he never voiced it. It wasn't until one dark night when the conspirators made their move that the king truly understood the danger he had been in. As he walked through the halls of the palace, unaware of the plot unfolding, he was ambushed by a group of assassins. But just as the blade was about to strike, a shadow appeared. a familiar figure. Queen Oro, with her heart full of courage, had discovered the plot and arrived just in time to save her husband. With courage, she fought off the attackers. Her body moving with the instinct of a warrior, she protected the king, her husband, despite his dismissal of her warnings. When the danger had passed and the conspirators were dealt with, the king stood before his wife, breathless and stunned, his mind raised, the full weight of his arrogance crashing down upon him. He had wronged her in ways he could never undo. "Oro," he said, his voice shaking with regret, "I have been a fool. I have ignored you, dismissed you, and belittled your wisdom. But now I see the truth. You have been my strength when I was too blind to see. Please forgive me." Oro, though still hurt, smiled softly. "It is not for me to forgive, my king," she said quietly. "You must learn to first forgive yourself." From that day forward, the king and the queen's relationship changed. Afoke humbled himself, learning the values of kindness and the strength of his wife's wisdom. No longer blinded by pride, he ruled with fairness, and though their marriage had not been built on love, it grew into something deeper, a partnership of understanding and respect. Oro, for her part, continued to guide her husband with compassion, never losing sight of the duty she had to her people. And in time, the kingdom flourished, not under the iron fist of a brutal king, but under the gentle hand of a wise queen and her humbled king. Their story became one of redemption, not just for Afoke, but for the love that could blossom even in the midst of unexpected circumstances. And though the road had been rocky, they knew that together they could face any storm. Please drop in the comment section what you learned from the story. And if you are interested in more of these stories, please comment interested. Do not forget to hit the subscribe button and turn on your notifications so that you will be notified whenever a new video is dropped. Thank you.